Welcome! My name is Krista Johnson. I'm Future Executive Senior Sales Director and so excited to be doing Career Conference via YouTube and recording, and whoever is listening, congratulations. Good job. You've made the decision. You've made the decision that you want to move your business forward rather than be caught in what maybe the world might be feeling right now. In fact, this is Career Conference 2020. And on my notes for my class, I put Career Conference COVID-19. I didn't really need to do that, but I did it. But there you go. So all of this is new to everyone, to the national sales directors that compiled this and decided to do this. Thank you so much for being visionary. Thank you for deciding that we would not give in to what the world is throwing at us right now, but that we can overcome, we can do greater things, and that we can move past this and be even better. You guys, I believe that. Do you believe that? And I really want to celebrate every single one of you that's decided to listen to this or watch this, because you are women that want to move forward, that want to come out bigger and better and more educated after this is over. And I'm hoping that by the end of this, you'll be able to, because the title of my class, well, not really the title, but the people that I'm speaking to are red jackets, so star team builders to DIQs. So congratulations. Congratulations if you are a star team builder all the way to DIQ. And to some of you, you are so excited. It's your first time, you're brand new in red, or it's your first time team leader, or you're brand new in DIQ, and you're like, yes, I've been waiting to be a part of this class. I'm so excited. This is going to be, this is my year. I'm so excited. And then some of you are thinking, if I have to listen to this class one more time, really, I've been to this class so many times. I'm always in this class. This is so frustrating. So maybe what you might want to glean from the trainings that you're listening to is implementation, like really just how to implement it so that you can move forward, and just finding your deep, deep, deep why that will pull you forward and move you forward and really push you forward to whatever your goals are for 2020, because we're going to make 2020 came out really crazy. So you guys, here's the thing. I live in Utah. So, and I think most of you do too that are going to be listening to this, but we had the quarantine for COVID-19, and then like 2 to 3 days later we had an earthquake. So that was awesome. That was so exciting. But really the great thing that's happening is it's causing us to shake up and find out what is our why. What do we need to learn from this? But we don't want to be stuck here, right? How do we move past this, and what can we learn? And we have to learn fast. So I'm just telling you, the faster you get on the bandwagon, the quicker you're going to move. So the fact that you're listening and watching, good job. So proud of you. So let's talk about what our goal is. First of all, before we even talk about that and before we get started, if we all could just maybe have a silent prayer that you receive from these videos what you need to receive, what you need to learn, what you're looking for, what you've been searching for. And when that happens, you'll feel it. There'll be an aha. That's exactly what I needed. That's exactly what I needed to hear. Now, some of you might be just watching because you're obedient and you really don't know what you need to learn and what you're looking for. So if that's you, maybe just push pause for a second so that you can maybe take a minute and think about what do I need right now? What would I love to receive? What do I really want to get from all these videos I'm going to be watching? And if you still can't figure out what it is, then maybe just as you're watching and taking notes, keeping that silent prayer in your heart just so that you can find it and you can get it. Because that's really why these nationals are putting this all together, because they want you, we as the directors, we want to learn from this and grow. And always at Career Conference, we want to be better, right? Education always leads to becoming better when we apply what we learn. So I'm hoping that application after this will be helpful for you. All right, so as I said, this is for star team builders and above. And our goal really is to create a sea of red. The more reds, the better. So really my topic is creating teams, a team of teams. So I want you to think for a minute. How many people do you have on your team? Let's say, for example, You're a first-time red jacket and you have 3 people on your team. That's so exciting. Well, how would that feel to have 3 of those people, at least one of them in a red jacket also? Now, some of you automatically went, oh wait, nope, that can't happen because I don't want her to pass me up, and that's too scary. And what if she passes me up? Oh my word, what would happen? What would I do if that happened? Well, you know what? That happened to me. It's happened, and it's okay. What happens when you put somebody on your team that is a mover, they will help move you in a positive direction in a motivated way. When I was in DIQ, I had a consultant on my team that was on target for her car, and she was energy and excited and moving, and I thought, no, I've got to keep going. But it was a positive energy, right? I've got to keep going, and really that helped propel me through my DIQ. And as soon as I became a DIQ or became a director, she became a DIQ. So it's so helpful when you have people like that. It helps move you, and it helps you learn quickly. And it does other things too that we'll talk about in a few minutes, but that's exciting. Now, another thing that it will do for your team is it creates great relationships, and it creates self-esteem, and it creates leadership for you in a fast movement, because they're going to ask you questions and you need to know the answers. So it allows you to move quickly as a leader because you need to know the answers. So let's say now, for example, you have 5 people on your team. What if 2 of those people were red jackets? So, and if your goal is directorship, thank you so much to the company, because they have made that change. That, let's say that, you go into DIQ with 10 people and you have 2 that are in red jackets, and they each have, let's say, 4 on their team. You get to add those 8 to your 24. That is a huge blessing. That is so exciting. So no longer are you worried about, oh no, I don't want her to get in her red jacket because I don't want to lose those people in DIQ. If you're new, ignore all of that. But just know that it's a great blessing when you have people moving and pushing and getting in their red jackets that are personally on your team. You want to create a sea of red. Visualize at your director debut. What would it be like if I had all of my units standing up there and had 5? In fact, one of my last Offspring sales directors, Tammy Ballard, she had her director debut, and I believe she had 6 red jackets. She did DIQ in 1 month. Yeah, she was a 1-month normal. So all of those, 5 red jackets, how exciting is that? And then, we'll talk about what it's like to have a team within a team, but that's fun. That is a good feeling to have. So there's going to be 3 objectives that we're going to talk about today. The first one is building a team. Team building is fun and easy, right? Building a team is fun and easy. Number 2, transferring the skills that you have onto your team. How do we do that, and what does it look like? And then the third thing we'll talk about is building teams of teams, kind of like I've just been alluding to, but we'll get to that more in detail. So let's first talk about team building. Team building is fun and it's easy. What was your automatic thought? What did you automatically say to yourself? Oh no, it's not. Oh no, it's been so hard for me. I don't believe you. Oh, it's easy for you, but not for me. So Mary Kay always said, what you think about, you bring about. So what are you thinking? What have you been saying to yourself about team building? What have you been telling yourself? What is your story? For some of you, you're like, I don't know what. This is awesome. This has been so easy. This has been a breeze. This has been great. I love team building. Keep it going. Team building is fun and it is easy when you believe it. So it's all about, in fact, my national sales director, Tammy Craig Smith, I was fortunate enough that she's also my recruiter, and she was my good friend before Mary Kay. So she always would say, it's about the 2 inches between your head. And sometimes I sleep and think that. Is that a thing? I sleep and think it. And I can see she used to have these long French manicured fingernails, and she would do this. It's about these 2 inches between your head. What are they telling you? What are those 2 inches telling you? Team building is fun. Team building is easy. Put that in your affirmation. Team building is fun. Team building is easy. And after this, you're going to be like, it is totally fun and it is totally easy. I completely agree with that. So it's about your mindset. What is your mind telling you? What do you believe and what do you think? So whatever you're telling yourself will come true. So mindset, I'm going to do an acronym. MINDSET down the side of your paper. Okay. So M stands for mirror. You're going to want to mirror the person that you want to become like. So I call it the act as if scenario. Act as if you're Tammy Craig. Act as if you're Gloria. Act as, she doesn't even have a last name. She's like Cher. So there you go. Act as if you're whoever, a red jacket in your unit. You know, when I started Mary Kay, I can't believe it's going to be 24 years in August. It will be 24. When I started my business, I went to my first meeting and I was so scared. And of course I looked at Tammy and was like, I want her job. That was like the first thing. Like, I just want to do what you do. So there you go. But then I walked in and there were all these red jackets, like so many. And I thought, what is that about? And I want one. They sat in the front and they got to do a little bit of teaching and training. And I'll never forget, one of the red jackets was, she was older. She was a single mom. I believe 3 children, and she was kind of shy, and she was on target for her car. I was so impressed by her. Tammy asked her questions and she would quietly but confidently answer the questions. And I just thought, that's what I want. I want that fast. I want to be her friend. How can that happen? So I wanted to mirror her. I wanted to be like her. So if she was standing for sales, I wanted to stand for sales. If she was standing because she got a new team member, I wanted to stand because I got a new team member. So who are you going to mirror? Another person that I mirrored, of course, was Tammy Craig. Like, who wouldn't? So right before Mary Kay, like I said, she was my friend. I taught her daughter dance. I always looked up to her and thought, you know, she's so classy, she's so nice, she's so kind, she's so fun. I like to be in her space. So I wanted to be like her. So when I started Mary Kay, I was nervous and I was scared and I was teachable and trainable. But when I was confused, I always asked Tammy, tell me what you would do in this situation. And then I just plopped myself there. And I acted as if I was Tammy Craig. In fact, one time she said to me, if you don't believe in yourself, just pretend that you're me. And that when people are saying no to you, they're saying no to Tammy. And I thought, okay, I can totally do that. So I acted as if I was Tammy for a long time. So my senior national, Julianne Nagel, always says, copy the right cat. Be a copycat, but copy the right cat. So the fact that you're watching this audio or video, the fact that you're really seeking to build your business tells me that you're on the right track. Keep going. So many people right now, because of the quarantine and what's going on in our country and our world, really could put a pillow over their head and say, just wake me when it's over. Have any of you felt that in the last few weeks? Maybe a little bit. Sometimes I'm like, just wake me when this is all over. But the great thing is we have a company that we can work from home and we can learn from each other on audio, on video. It's so exciting. So there you go. Mirror the right person. I stands for intentional. You want to be intentional. So what does that look like to that? What does that look like to you? Intentional in what way? What are you talking about? Well, have you ever gone on a diet or started an exercise program or tried to learn a new language, or that you were like, yeah, that was super easy because I was totally intentional. Like, I meant for that to happen. I saw it, I planned on it, I knew it was going to happen. So that was my intention. So what is your intention for your Mary Kay business? Now, being a director for as long as I have worked with so many different women, and what I've discovered is when they have a goal that they can see and they can taste and they can wrap their hands around, the day-to-day work is so easy. But when the goal that you can't grasp and you don't really know where you're going or what you want, the day-to-day work is so difficult. So what you need to really do is, rather than say, okay, I'm a brand new red jacket and I want to be a national sales director. How about say, I'm a brand new red jacket and I want to be a team leader. That means get 2 more, 5 people on your team. So what would that look like, and how soon? How soon do you want that to happen? You might say like next week, and then I would say for sure. Yeah, totally do that. You can totally do that. So what is your intention? Do you mean it? Does your gut go, oh, yes, I can feel it. I know that's going to happen. I'm going to make sure that happens because I have the steps in place to make that happen. All right, so that's I. And also in the process of your intention, keep everything positive. Believe in yourself and enjoy the journey. We're going to talk about that. Okay, N stands for names and lists. Okay, I love a good list. I'm the nerd that makes a list for packing for a vacation that I've been on many, many times, but I just want to make the list because it makes me so happy. I love a good list. So have you made the list of all the women that you can think of that you want to share the business opportunity with? Or even just start with, hey, I'm going to make a list of all the people that I'm going to talk about virtual makeovers. And then with that list, you put stars next to the people that you want to talk to about the Mary Kay business opportunity. So make that list of names. So N stands for names of lists. So let's brainstorm for a minute. Those names can come from your cell phone. They can come from your kids' school, from the moms. They can come from your church list. They can come from your Facebook page, from your Twitter, from your Instagram, from your kids' Twitter, from your kids' Instagram, from your husband's phone. Like really get creative and think, who would I love to have on my team? Whether they say yes or no, it doesn't matter, but who would you love to share this with so they know a little bit more about what you're doing, a little bit more about why you are so passionate about what you're doing. So who do you just want to share with? I think a lot of times too, the word recruiting or even getting a team member might be a word that it kind of freaks you out, or a phrase that freaks you out. So let's think about sharing. Who do you just want to share with? You know, there was a handful of moms in one of my son's classes, and they were so fun and so cute and so sharp. And about 3 years ago, I finally just swallowed hard and said, I have got to share this with them. They're all so fun. They're all so sharp. They're all so cute. So I ended up facialing every single one of them. Well, there was 4, but they're my little group, right? 4 of them. None of them joined my team. However, they're all now customers, and they all are in my corner. They're all cheering me on. They're all celebrating. They're all asking, how are things going? How's your Mary Kay business? Did you get your new Mary Kay car yet? We got the brand new, the Cadillac Plus. I can't remember what it's called, but it's the one with the 3 seats. It's so, the 3 rows of seats. It's so beautiful. They were texting me like, when are you getting it? We can't wait to see it. They were so excited. So what kind of cheerleading group do you want to have put together? That's the list of names. Another thing too that I'm so grateful that Tammy Craik shared with me when I started was, when you're putting this list together, make sure that these are positive women, because like attracts like, right? You are like the 5 people that you hang out with the most. So I wanted to make sure that my list of people, they were fun and they were positive. Because if they were going to have a party, the people that they invited were going to be the same type of people, right? So I wanted fun people, not negative people. And if they wanted to join my team, same thing. The people that they were going to bring into my little Mary Kay bubble, I wanted them to be fun, right? So make sure that they're positive. All right, so we're on D. D, do you know how they feel about you in regards to the list of people you just made? Do they know? Do they know what you think about them? Do you know how they feel that you feel about them? Do they know? And the reason why I share that with you is because Tammy, when she shared the business opportunity, she didn't even really share the business opportunity with me. It's kind of a long story, but because I was her daughter's dance teacher, I became a customer. And then after I became a customer, like my mom and I were the only ones that attended her holiday open house, which was amazing and beautiful and so awesome. And I think we spent like $400, and it was so much fun. And I was just a customer. It wasn't until she finally said to me, Krista, I think you'd be great at Mary Kay. Can I share a little bit of information with you? Now, don't get me wrong. I mean, I immediately was like, oh, I just love being a customer. But I loved her, and I wanted to hear more because I wanted to know why. Why was she so jazzed about this Mary Kay business? Again, I loved the product, but I was interested. I wanted to know why she would be doing it. And also, why would you think I would be doing it? Because I had just graduated from college with 2 bachelor's degrees, and I really didn't know much about Mary Kay as far as the business side went. So I was curious and thought, I need to listen because I don't know what she's talking about. So I listened with an open ear, thinking, well, obviously she likes me well enough to share this information. So do they know? Does each and every one of them know? So the reason I say that is because when you reach out to them, I really recommend that you tell them and say, you know, Jeanette, the reason why I'm reaching out to you is because I really look up to you and I admire your business savvy. I think you're so positive and upbeat all the time. I would love to get your feedback on my Mary Kay business. And it only will take about 15 to 20 minutes, and it would be helping me with my training. Would you be willing to get together and chat with me? It would be so fun, and you'll be helping me so much. That easy. When you start something with a compliment, it's more likely to lead to what you want out of it, right? You want them to just say yes. Now, whether she says yes or not to the business opportunity, that's not the important part. The important part is, are you getting out there and asking? Are you getting out there and practicing? And you want to practice in front of the type of people that you want to lead, right? Those are the type of people you want to lead. All right, S stands for share again. So we've already talked about sharing the business opportunity. You want to share it to build your little group of cheerleaders, but you want to share again, especially in the day and age we're living right now, going through COVID-19. It's really important for you to look at the list of all the people that maybe that you haven't shared the business opportunity with, or people that you have that maybe you want to revisit because maybe she's got laid off her job. So many people right now don't have jobs. In fact, I walked into Walmart this morning. In fact, yes, I did. Went to Walmart this morning. It was fine. It was fine. So I walked in, and on the table it basically said, apply today, work today. Because they're so busy. So that was their message. We're open for business. What's your message? Is your message, I'm open for business? In fact, before I did this video, I just went and did a $120 delivery to a woman that just did it on my website. I just looped it on her door, sent her a text and said, it's there. Thanks so much. Enjoy. I can't wait to see you after. Oh, and here's another thing. So many people, when I'm texting them about their products and how are your products doing, what can I do to help you during this time of fun change, so many of them said, yeah, I need this, and this, and afterwards, hey, can we get together? I think several of them have said that, hey, can we get together when this is all over? So I'm so excited for that time. So you're going to want to share again, and you need to remember that sharing the business opportunity is a layering process, and what a great opportunity for us to learn about the layering process. So we need to stay patient. Patience is a virtue. That is something I've really learned in Mary Kay. I don't have a tendency, in the past, I didn't have a tendency to be a very patient person, but I am so much more patient now because of what Mary Kay has taught me. So we need to be patient. I was 7 layers. And I don't even know if Tammy realized that, but I went through it and I walked myself through how many times it took me to actually finally say, yes, let's take this leap. Let's see how this can work for me. So 7 layers. You never know how many layers people need. You just need to be pleasantly persistent, stay positive, serve them, and stay in their pocket, right? So you're always, in fact, 2 people in the last 2.5 weeks have reached out to me that were former consultants and said, I need to come back. This is what I need to do during this whole quarantine. I need to start my Mary Kay business back up. So that's huge. That's such a blessing. So another thing, so E stands for enthusiasm sells. Do you hear me? Enthusiasm sells. Are you excited about what you're doing? Do you tell people you're excited about what you're doing? Now, you don't have to be fake. That is so visible when you are phony. People know you. They know your personality. I have some really good friends that are just very calm and relaxed, but they can get me excited based on their words. One friend was telling me about a book. I'm in the process of becoming a reader, but I like novels and stuff. It doesn't excite me. But one of my friends was telling me about this novel that she was reading in the downtime, and the way she was speaking, I thought, that's it. You're excited about this. And also, when was the last time you got somebody really excited about a movie that you went to? Now, that movie did not pay you for passing on that information that you loved that movie. That's exactly how we need to treat our business. It doesn't matter if they buy something. How excited are you about Mary Kay? What got you excited in the first place? You guys, in junior high and high school, I was acne girl. I had terrible acne. I was on Accutane twice. It was so embarrassing. I had to wear lots of foundation to cover it up. It was awful. And luckily at that time, my aunt sold Mary Kay, and it really helped my skin. So when I hooked up with Tammy again, it was like, hallelujah. Found somebody to help me with my skin problems. And it was so, I was so excited about my Mary Kay business when I started because of my experience from the past. So what are you excited about? Now, here's another thing though too, is when I started, I really didn't have a story, but Tammy did. So my skincare classes sounded something like this. Hey, you guys, thanks for coming to my party. I'm so excited about this new venture of mine. And I have this amazing woman that is teaching me and training me. She started her business and 4 months later earned her first car. And she's teaching me how to do the same thing. So are you ready to have a blast at this appointment? So that's really all I said, because it's really, I didn't know much what else to say. But in my first month, I went on Target for my car. And I really believe it's because I was just excited about the product. I was excited about what Tammy did, and she was teaching me how to do that. And guess what? 4 months later, in my first 4 months, I earned my first Mary Kay car. So it's all about, are you sharing enough? Are you talking enough? And are you really excited about what Mary Kay has to offer for you, for your family, for your future, for the other people that are around you? That's exciting. All right, T. T in Mindset stands for team. Women want to be together. We go to the bathroom together. In fact, one of my super good friends, she's like, I can't do this. This quarantining is so hard. I'm a hugger. I need to see people. I'm going through withdrawal. Now, here's the crazy thing. In December, I had a chance to be at the $1 Million Retreat, and it was in it was in December. It was in Pittsburgh. It was incredible. And Ari Hathaway said something. National Sales Director Ari Hathaway said something that has been seared in my brain. She said that there's a plague running through women today, and the plague is loneliness. Wow, that was prophetic. Because it was true in December, just because of social media, and really because we can do so much behind our desks, right? And she said mentorship and friendship and the feeling of team are the cure. Now more than ever, loneliness is happening because people are confined to their home. How can you reach out to them? It might be doing a virtual makeover. It might be just a phone call. You just never know what you're going to do and how you're going to change somebody's life just by reaching out to them to help them feel a part of the team, part of a family, right? So I love that. Now there's so many rewards. So that was mindset. There's so many rewards also. I mean, you know what they are. You get $50 for every Great Start qualified team member you get, and that comes within like a few days. It's so awesome. You get a 4%, 9%, or 6% commission based on your team building. Just educate yourself. Go on and educate yourself on what all the different rewards are. Some of the rewards really are like recognition. When was the last time that in a regular JOB you received really positive recognition? And we get that in Mary Kay, and we get it often. Also, just the sense of accomplishment. As I look back on my journey in Mary Kay, I really think about the beginning and what really spurred me to move forward so fast. And I believe it was just because I really wanted to just see if I could do it. Like, could I do that? That sense of accomplishment. Can I do what other people have done? I didn't really have the self-confidence, or I guess the knowledge to do it. But could I with the right training? And you all have the right training. So finding that sense of accomplishment is so good. And it also builds self-confidence. And when you're building your team, the leadership skills that will grow from that will be so powerful. I've had women that have come in my Mary Kay business and out of my Mary Kay business. And one of them in particular is my sister-in-law. And she actually was a director. And she and her husband worked so well together and eventually decided they were going to start a business together. She's a writer and he is a web designer. And so they started to work together to build it. And both of them have said to me, the reason we have succeeded up to this point is because of the training that Sarah received in Mary Kay. So much of that training, now not all of it, because they had to learn all the other stuff for web design and everything, but so much of the leadership skills brought them to where they needed to take their business. So you will be a leader that will teach other leaders, that will stay in Mary Kay, might go out of Mary Kay, you just never know, but will have a safe place of learning. And that's the part that I love. When I love being a leader that isn't a forceful leader, but a leader with love. I love leading with my heart, but also with that enthusiasm, because I love watching people succeed. All right, so that was number one. All right, number two we're talking about is transitioning. Now, how do I transfer all of that information or those skills onto my team? Now, independent national or executive national sales director emeriti Nan Stroud said, we have to multiply ourselves, and that means empowering others. We limit our growth when we try to do it all. We energize our growth when we teach others how to grow and encourage them to build themselves. Okay, that is so true. Think about your, if you have children, think about in your children that aspect. Do you always do the laundry for them, or do they know how to do it themselves? Do you always make food for them, or have you taught them how to make it themselves? What are some things that we can transfer on to our consultants, understanding that these are grown women? And I think sometimes we think, oh, but I need to hold their hand, they're so brand new. No, they are grown women. They can handle this. So let me just share with you 5 points, right? So 5. Number 1 is, well, first of all, this is all about leadership, right? So transferring the skills, this is going to be all about leadership. You, number 1, are going to continue to work. And now you're going to learn to teach them how to work. And then remember, the best training that you're going to give your team members on how to build a team is, how did you build them, right? How did you recruit them? How did you share the business opportunity with them? So if you did it in the layers and in the correct, with the right integrity, if you did it in the correct process, they already saw it, how you did it with them. And they're going to copy that. Okay, so here's the next step. Number 1. First of all, you're going to earn money while they learn. We've heard this so many times, but bring them to skincare classes with you. Bring them with you to selling appointments. Bring them with you to stop and shops. Bring them with you to sharing the business opportunity. But even better is have them bring their people too. Now, we have a studio, so we can do that. It's so great. So if I have a party, everyone else can bring people and I'll teach the class. Everyone else makes their own money. It's so great. We share the business opportunity as well. But if you have a home maybe that's big enough and you can invite you and your guests, and they can invite some of their guests, they're going to learn so much better when it's hands-on. So that's what you want to make sure that you take advantage of, is bringing them with you, and doing that training as you're driving too is so helpful. Okay, number 2, create a list with them. Just like we talked about, have you made your list? Help them make their list. Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, again, we talked about that. So help them make that list. Talk to them about building their tribe. What do they want their tribe of Mary Kay Pink to look like? What do they want, the attitude, the aura? Do they want kind hearts? Do they want energy? What do they want it to look like? Because if you help them form that in their brain, those are going to be the people that they automatically draw themselves to at their skincare parties, out and about, shopping, whatever. That will be the tribe that they start to create. And then as they make their list, go over each person and say, okay, tell me about her and why would you want her? Then she can make that list. And then when she's calling each person and asking them, hey, I would love to have you help me with some training. Would you be willing to help me out? The reason I'm asking you is I feel like you are so business savvy, you're doing it with such a fun, positive leadership skill that I would love to learn from you. But also, I would love to have you give me some feedback. So when you make that list with them, they already have next to their names the reasons why they would want them to be on their team, right? Got it? Okay, number 3, teach them about the mental bath. That's my national sales director. Tammy Craig Smith created this. It's an original. The mental bath. B stands for get a booking every single day. A stands for say your positive affirmations to yourself. T stands for some sort of training that you're going to give yourself daily. And then H stands for hotline, whether it's the $1 Million hotline that we all have an opportunity to reach out to. If your unit has a hotline that you can call, whatever that is. But teaching them from the very beginning to do a mental bath every single day, or at least 5 days out of the week, that will teach them such great discipline. It will teach them great consistency. That is key in Mary Kay, is teaching them consistency. And the reason I mention this is because the T part is so important. All of it is, but I think sometimes we don't realize what's at the touch of our fingers. In Mary Kay In Touch, there is, oh my word, a library of training, audio, video, so much great training. And what I always talk to my consultants about is, where do you feel like you're really strong right now? And then they answer the question. And then I say, what do you feel like you could learn right now? And then they'll say, usually they're flat tire. So they'll say, I could learn how to follow up with my interviews that I do. Okay, perfect. Can I invite you this week for your mental bath that when you do your T, you really focus on training and learning about follow up with potential team members. And that's the whole training you're going to take the whole week, right? You're going to get your booking. You're going to say your affirmations. You're going to train yourself on building your team and how to follow up with prospects. And then you're going to call the hotline. Is that something you could get excited about? There you go. When you're doing your mental bath every single day, you're bound to be more positive, energetic, enthusiastic, joyful, and your pocketbook is getting thicker and thicker and thicker. Yes? Okay. All right. Number 4, continue to work full circle. I know we're talking about team building, but if you just keep working on team and don't keep working on selling the product, do you see what happens? It's like when you're rowing a boat. If you just row with the right oar, you go in a circle. If you just row with the left, you just go in another circle. But if you row with both, then the power and the energy and the excitement and the enthusiasm and the speed at which the boat is going faster and faster and faster. And that's what we want to build, is a fast growing team to directorship. And 5th, teach them how to share and how to follow up and overcome objections. That could be a class in and of itself. If you feel like you're not great at it, guess what? When you're doing your mental bath this week for the T, focus on follow up, overcoming objections. Follow up, overcoming objections. Because when we know how to do it, we can transfer that skill onto other people. But another thing I want you guys to be familiar with is the I don't know answer. When I was brand new, my very first team member was my mom. And she started a week after I started my business. And it was because my husband and I were living with my parents at the time, saving some money for a house. And my mom was listening to me listen to tapes. Yep, they were tapes. Oh, that came out of my mouth. They were tapes. Positive, inspirational tapes. And so she actually said to me, I think I want to do this with you. Because it was so positive and energetic and fun. I loved that I had to learn fast. The minute I had one team member on my team, and I think the next week I got 2 more, I had to learn quickly. But I got really good at saying, I don't know what the answer is. Let me find out. And I felt like it was my responsibility to find out, because if I didn't know the answer, I needed to figure it out, right? And then I could find out for them. So that's a great skill to learn as well. The I don't know skill, right? And then learn and then figure it out. All right, last thing we're going to talk about is number 3, building a team of teams. This is good. This is when it gets so exciting, you guys. Getting one new team member is so fun. I mean, just visualize being at unit meeting and you have your first new team member and your friend is sitting right next to you and you get to laugh and learn together. It's such a great opportunity. You get to introduce your new team member, who's probably your friend or whoever, to all of your Mary Kay family. It's so much fun. And then you have 3 people on your team, and you're sitting there at unit meeting, and it's so fun because now you're in your red jacket, and these are the women that you get to do Mary Kay with. It's so much fun. So I have 3 key points for you. A, B, and C. Do you see what I'm doing there? The first is an acronym, mindset. The second is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And the third is A, B, and C. I just kind of wanted to keep you on your toes. Okay, so A, personal team building. What is your personal team building goal by 2020 seminar? What is it? Have you decided? Maybe you have 3 team members on your team and you're like, okay, I'm going to be in DIQ, or I'm going to be a director, or some of you might even be thinking, I'd love to be on target for my car. Whatever your goal is, what is your team building goal by seminar 2020? And then B is, if I could pause right now and say, as soon as I say this, pause and write down 3 women that you could contact today that you would be crushed if somebody else recruited. Who would those 3 people be? Hurry, just write them down. They're probably your scary people. And you guys, here's the thing. We cannot overthink this. Do not overthink it. All you need to do is think, would I be sad if somebody else recruited them? So then you can just share the business opportunity with them. They say yes or no. It's great. All is good. It's fine, right? You've at least shared with somebody you admire and look up to, right? 3 people that you're going to write down. And then C is help your team do the same. Help your team do those top 2. Number 1, remind them it's important to set a goal, team building goal for seminar 2020. And B, 3 people that they could contact today so that they can grow their team, because your next step is who on your team can you help move up? Now, you might have somebody on your team who doesn't have 1 team member. So that's your goal, is to help her visualize that first new team member. Maybe you have somebody that has 1 new team member that maybe you could help her visualize her red jacket. Maybe you just never know. Who on your team can you help get a team member today? Because if you're getting a team member and they're getting team members, that's where multiplication happens. That's when your DIQ is a breeze, because you've got people moving from senior to red, from red to on target, and things are moving faster. When you can transfer this information onto your team from the beginning, you're going to have a stronger team and a stronger unit in the process. Lastly, let me leave you with this. In Matthew 5:16, it says, "Let your light so shine before men that they may see your good works and glorify your Father who is in heaven." Be the light. Be the person that people can come to when they're feeling dark, when they're feeling sad. Be the light that when you walk in the room, people want to be in your space. I immediately think of people. Whenever I share that scenario, I immediately think of Jessica Ferguson, my friend here in Salt Lake. She's a DJ. She's there's #1 radio station. She just exudes love and light and joy and fun. And I seek joy. I have books that I told you I'm not a reader, but when it comes to self-help and things, I love seeking ways to be joyful. So I seek after joy, and I want to be around those type of people. So here's the deal. It doesn't say, because here we need to go to work. In that scripture, it says that they may see your good works. It doesn't say that they may see your hoping and wishing and contemplating and thinking and over calculating and over stressing out. It says that they may see your good works that will glorify your Father who is in heaven. How can we be a light to others right now? Right now, there are so many people who need light. It might just be love. It might be some type of service. It might be making cookies and taking them to your neighbor who you can tell is overwhelmed. It might be a phone call or a text to just see how people are doing. So many of my friends right now are reaching out and just saying, how are you doing? How's your family doing? Just checking in with you. You know, I did that with my customers, and I reached out to them and just said, during this time of uncertainty, I just wanted to reach out in love and just see how you're doing and see how your family is. Is there anything that I can help you with at this time? And so many people reached back out and said, thank you so much for asking. We're good, but knowing that you care meant so much to me. So what can we do to be a light to others? When we are a light, we are more, people are more aware of us. When you work from your heart, when you work with light, when you work with joy and enthusiasm, people will see that. And when they join your team, they'll be so glad they did, because you will lead them the same way you're leading yourself. Lead yourself with love, lead yourself with light, and go to work so we can be the good works. Because on the other end of COVID-19, we are going to be stronger, we're going to be more educated, we're going to be more in tune with each other, we will be more loving toward each other, but we're going to be powerful, and we are going to do this together. I love you. Thank you so much for coming on. I hope you learned some great things, and have an amazing finish to Seminar 2020. Love you guys.